the Algarve, the southernmost region of continental Portugal. In a nutshell, it is a land marked by contrast in both terrain and way of life. In a deeper context, however, it is often undervalued and sparingly explored at its core. As is often the case with many parts of southern Europe, the region is defined by seasonality, the likes of which bring about a frantic and overcrowded summer season, followed by a quiet and less appreciated fall and winter. The biggest misfortune of them all, however, is not understanding that behind the warm sunny beaches of its award-winning coastline, its coveted natural landscapes, there's a genuine Algarvian spirit, shared by the stories of its people, the food of their ancestors. A region this rich in culture cannot be told in a single episode. So in collaboration with the Tourism Board of Algarve and its many sponsors, this is the Algarve, Part 1. Within earshot of the border with Spain, you'll find the small village of Untitled, right smack in the middle of one of the Algarve's most important walking trails. It seems, much to my surprise, that it is possible to walk almost all of Portugal, and the GR15 will take you north-south through the region's easternmost border. Along the way, there are dusty passageways and sparsely populated towns, farms seemingly unbothered by time. Felipe runs a local company that offers guided walking tours to those looking to witness firsthand the clear airs and vistas of the Algarvian countryside. It seems right then to talk about the importance of the trails over a few beers. So what's the importance of the GR15 to the national trails of Portugal? What does it mean?
So GR15 means Grande Rota. It's a big route. It's from Vila Real to Alcoti, more or less 68 kilometers, and makes part of 4 big routes we have here in Algarve.
So I need to know, what does it mean for a local from Odilete, right? That's how you say it? Odilete. What does it mean for a local from this town to have such a popular tourist trail go right through it?
Odilete, for you, it's a village. You don't see too much people here around. You come here any time in the year. You don't see too much people, but it's good because you have groups coming here just to do this part of the tour, pass by. It's good for the economy, to the restaurants.
Right. And you're not a Southern Beach guy. You're not a pretty boy. I know you went vacationing in Spain when you were younger. You get dirty. I know you do.
I used to be. Today I like to be in the nature. I have to tell you that, and just walk a little bit here.
Right.
Listen. In some moment you were walking and we stop, and the birds and the animals and the water flows.
It's sort of cleansing to do a trail, and I guess a lot of people that don't understand hiking don't get that it's soul cleansing. Your mind just dissipates into the nature, into whatever you're seeing. The cork tree has long been a staple in Portuguese history. Dating back to the pre-Roman tribes that roamed the Iberian Peninsula, cork has been harvested, refined, molded, and traded in just about every form. As Portugal still accounts for over 45% of the world's cork exports, it is still, to this day, vital for the local economy. So the next time you pop a bottle of Vouv or Moet, odds are the projectile cork that nearly poked your friend's eye out came from Portugal. Novacortiça is a factory on the outskirts of Faro. It specializes in preparing cork seemingly 100 different ways and offers guided tours through its grounds to show the importance of the tree and all sorts of funky things one can do with the bark. Bucket hats, purses, portraits, you name it, it can be made with Cork. Gilmar is showing me around to get a better understanding of an industry I admittedly knew little about. What's probably the most important job here in the factory, you would say? Like, single most important job?
Make the quality control.
Quality control.
It's not hard,
Right.
but it's very important, and most important, because sometimes we need to see problems where the eye don't see.
Right, and that's...
We need to imagine problems.
Right, yeah, exactly, because if you have, like, for example, like a bad wine, if there's like a recurring problem with a certain manufacturer that's making a certain kind of wine and the corks are coming from here, that can mean a lot of business lost. So would you say that the cork business, is it a dying business or is it sustainable for years to come down the line?
You have space for all the markets, okay? You have space for the synthetic and the cork, and we have a big future to the cork stopper. But we need the bottle one because we don't have cork for all the bottles in the world.
Okay. Is the wine truly affected by a cork as opposed to a twist off?
Yes. When you have a very young white, very aromatic white, you can put a screw cap and no problem because you want to save this aromas, but it's only for 1 or 2 years. But if you want to buy a very good wine to keep a bottle 20 years, you need cork.
So the older the wine, the more necessary the cork becomes. Okay, so a new wine could have a synthetic cork and have something that feels like a cork, doesn't actually need a cork. So if it has it, it's more decorative than actually useful. So basically, cork is decorative when it comes to champagnes, prosecco's, anything that's sparkling. You don't need it.
No, but you have the market, the cork stopper only for tradition. You don't need the cork in the sparkling wine. It's a tradition.
Right, you want to pop a bottle. You're not going to twist a bottle of champagne. That's kind of plain.
When you open a bottle of sparkling wine or champagne, you never want to find a plastic.
No.
Okay, but
that's very cheap.
But really, you don't need the cork.
Do you dream about cork when you go home? Like, do you have dreams of just discs flying outside of the machine?
Some days, yes.
Yeah,
because we need to
those are the
control
road
many discs. Yeah.
Right. It becomes repetitive.
In the weekend, I try to do that.
Yeah, you just pour it off.
Yeah.
Any person who has found themselves living a life that's compressed into a suitcase, straddled along conveyor belts at baggage claim, only to be unraveled momentarily on a bedside luggage rack, understands the importance of normalcy. The indispensable need to find whatever feels like a home and make those fleeting moments last, cherished in their simplicity. So what town is this? Where are we?
So we are now in Patacão. Belongs to the city hall of Faro.
Tell me about those carrots, though.
One thing that is very important in the Algarve, and it's traditional, the Algarvian carrots.
Okay.
So they are boiled al dente. Okay. Then they are sliced in rounds. Olive oil, vinegar, paprika,
Wow.
garlic, parsley.
Wow. Actually reminds me a lot of, in Spain, boquerones.
Yes.
And I love boquerones. It has that garlicky, very highly acidic vinegar.
Yes.
Salt's big in Algarve. It's a very big salt region.
Yeah. Not salt exactly, but salt flour.
The salt flour.
Yes.
Right. When it comes to the greater spectrum of cuisine in Portugal, what's the importance that Algarve has?
It's a big influence on the fish.
Seafood base, right?
Yes. So in the rest of the country, we use the fishing culture.
Right.
So
Fishing.
fish at lunch.
But today we're gonna have mostly meat.
Today it's a meat day. It's a meat day.
What you must know is that pork dominates in Portuguese cuisine. Though Algarve's maritime proximity influences heavily, pig is where the heart is. And no finer example of this mastery than this. Okay, so this is the famous black pork.
Yes, it's seasoned with the marine salt. This is one cut. It has a bit more fat.
Okay.
This one has less fat.
So the proper way to do it would be to like grab a lemon or a lime and just.
Exactly.
Now I'm learning.
Yeah,
This is what I have you here for.
Oh, exactly.
To understand.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I look like an idiot.
No.
That's really good.
We mix the wild pork and the normal, the white pig, the white pork.
It creates that little layer of fat.
Yes.
That little.
But it doesn't bother that fat.
No, it's not like a heavy fat. Even when immersed in porkology, you cannot forget the sea.
Octopus rice.
Octopus rice.
This is a traditional rice that we have.
Okay.
It's really the rice that it's different. We have it here in the middle of Portugal.
Okay. It's not very fishy. It has a very sort of neutral.
Yes, because it's fresh. The fish is not good when it's fishy.
And it goes great with some wine. You need yours. I don't know. You have the Fanta. That's fine.
Yes, I have a Fanta, but
We'll choose the Fanta, and that's okay. Because nothing says Portugal like a Fanta. It seems that in the natural progression of a nation, the demand for growth can oftentimes supersede the appreciation of tradition. Projecto Tasa in the town of Lule keeps the techniques and crafts of the Algarve of yesteryear alive to be rediscovered by the culture of today. Today's ancestral art piece is a phallic tree, a memory stick. Did I do a good job?
Of course you did.
Is this kind of what you want? Tell me how you really feel.
It's great.
It's good.
It's great.
Good.
It's got character.
It's got character.
Yeah.
I can hunt
It's got
for.
some space inside.
It's got a little space.
That's what we meant. Yeah.
All right, sounds good. I'm ready to hunt Zelda now.
Zelda.
Yeah, we're good to go. I got his ocarina. We're
It's
set.
got a sucker.
It is, somehow, incomprehensible for a land as antiquated and deep-rooted in customs to seemingly be glanced over. Sold as a one-note package to a generation of wanderers as a place to remember when the sun is warmest. As such, the injustice to the countryside brings relevance to the coast. But if you step out of the realm of the usual, dig a little deeper, you'll find the Algarve of the heart. A heart that beats through its rolling hills, its ever-giving trees, the fruits of its beings.